dude's opening for him, right?
Yeah, that's why I was like, don't forget to ask him about.
I don't know how fucking things work.
Me and you back to back at Rudd's, right?
Are we? Let's check.
Day.
Yeah, we'll probably so.
Oh, we're on the TV.
Yeah, that's funny, Grady. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna be, Rob, if I can figure out what the fuck I'm doing, and I'm clearly not doing it right. Share, bitch.
Great entertainer, sure.
Tell me about that. Is this us? Can this be us? If this is us, we're good. We're good. All right, I got that.
Better Call Saul returns.
Yeah, when?
Next month.
Hell
For real?
yeah. That's
Oh,
my
it's
shit,
badass.
man.
217.
I got caught up on all that.
Yeah.
Caught up.
That's my shit.
He's
Oh,
Saul,
fuck.
he's Saul Goodman now.
Did they got the most recent season on Netflix?
I think it's
Yeah, yes, it's on there.
Yeah, because I'm gonna rewatch that because it's been, I mean,
Over a year.
yeah,
At least
over a
over a
year
year,
since
yeah.
I watched it. Like, I barely kind of remember.
At the end of it, he becomes Saul
He
Goodman.
becomes, yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to see how the
See, I
guy
ain't rem-
how he loses the girlfriend
She's gotta die.
after
Yeah.
him becoming Saul. Cause
Yeah.
she,
Oh, Kim Wexler.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he sees her like
The
when she
brother's
sees
dead.
him. Oh, you think she dies?
She's gotta die. Either that or they end up back at the Cinnabon and they're married at the end of the fucking series.
She probably just gets fed up with this shit.
Yeah.
The fucking trailer for the new season looked great.
I haven't seen.
Because he's in full Saul Goodman mode
He's
now.
in the shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh,
Full Saul
fuck
Goodman
yeah. You know, everyone was kind of like complaining, like, get to it. But I was like, no, I love this.
Yeah.
Like, let it
It's
simmer.
just, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That
Slow
was
burn.
Yeah.
That was
And the
dope.
brother who's just fucking
Yeah.
brilliant but bad shit.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, in season 1, I realized I was like, oh, they're gonna like let this bake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I wanted this. I like seeing all of the shit unfold and seeing the what the fuck, seeing Hector.
Yeah.
That was the coldest shit ever. Just seeing Gus stop his fucking stroke therapy.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, nah, you gonna be this shit. And that's the most evil
Yeah.
shit you can do to a motherfucker where he clearly knows how he used to be, but knows that he can't progress further than this. I was like, yeah, that's the most coldest shit ever.
Yeah. Hector Salamanca, whatever. Dude, yeah, all those guys are like the fucking what's his name? Nacho or Taco? Whatever.
Nacho?
Nacho?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that guy.
Yeah, he might be like one of my favorite characters on the whole show. You know, because like he like, I don't know, cause he plays like such the almost the brains behind like Tuco
Yeah.
and everything like that.
Yeah.
That one scene where they're counting the fucking money.
Yeah.
And the short. Oh man, I go, no, it's fucking short.
I like it. There's like a little thing, and like all the bills are facing one way, and one's not facing another way.
He's like,
And he just looks at him
Yeah.
like, motherfucker, like, give me my bills.
put it the right fucking way.
Yeah. He didn't say anything. It was just like a look,
Yeah.
like.
And that other guy from Mexico comes up there. He just starts making shit in the fucking. Hey man, you ever heard to check out shit up here?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're a dead man.
Yeah,
You're
it's
so
not
fucking
good.
Dead.
He played that character specifically was really good at being friendly, but you could tell like this dude has bad intentions.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a I was the same way. Like, come on, get to the soul shit. But like, then after like the first season, like, okay,
Yeah,
I can get in
I
with
was
this.
like, oh,
Yeah.
Shit.
It's Breaking Bad again.
yeah.
You know, it's how this
Let
guy
it-
became this asshole.
It's the same when like people complain about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like, come on, like shoot someone's dick off. It's like no, like fucking. This is what's making the movie great.
Yeah,
Like,
Right?
All right, we are.
Tommy was asking me about that. Tommy Drake.
oh yeah.
He's like, you're gonna have to explain to me why Once Upon a Time in America is great. He goes, tried to watch it 3 times and I fall asleep every time. I
Yeah.
was like, oh man, it's not.
Oh yeah, by
It's
the way,
not.
I
It's not Reservoir Dogs.
can't
It's not
stop
fucking-
falling asleep to these Marvel movies,
Oh boy,
dude.
I need you to
After the
shut your
origin
whore mouth.
story, I go to fucking sleep. After I can't stay up. I
Which
cannot.
one are you at now?
Just finished Thor.
Oh boy.
Haven't seen Hulk yet. Oh fuck Thor! I'm too loud.
No, it's fine. Fuck Thor.
Dude, fuck him. He's
Why-
just
why- why fuck
That
Thor?
the first one sucks. He
he's
becomes
just
not great. It's okay.
the second one's not even.
bald bitch. Like
Rob,
he's
how
a rich
far away
kid.
are you sitting? Are you doing this
I'm
on
trying to go
purpose?
further.
You're
Oh, this
literally nothing's
Rob,
there but your
but
arm.
your arm. Yeah, it's a fucking. He's like a.
But that's the whole
bratty-
thing. He's a spoiled kid who
so-
becomes more in tune with humanity.
Yeah, he was pissing me off.
Sorry.
That's,
He was an entitled little prick.
They
the
could have
scenes-
deal without Idris Elba scared a gatekeeper.
Oh,
No,
he becomes
they-
very vital, man. He's
We
very
need-
vital.
We need a black person.
but they need he has a role to play.
Yeah.
We'll see. I can't wait.
Oh,
to
you weren't
discover
around
it.
when that shit came down, when they had a black
A
Viking.
Black Viking.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a big problem.
Oh, there were. Oh man, talk to fucking Reverend Bart.
Oh, it was a big.
There are no black people in Asgard.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
All right,
Fair enough.
here we go.
They put a white guy in Africa. Yeah?
Northern parts.
Yeah.
And the southern parts.
yeah, yeah.
Am I on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can't hear yourself.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay,
You were turned down earlier. You're right here.
All right, good.
Talk.
Yeah, I'm in.
I trust you.
Nice.
He's like,
Yeah.
that's not great.
Can you hear in the
Yeah,
headphones?
yeah.
Do you need me to turn the
I trust you.
Do you need your headphones turned up a little bit? Will that fix
What's
things
up,
if I
what's
turn you
what's
up? If I
Ah,
turn
there
you
we
up,
go.
is that better?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Now I'm in the game.
Crank up the cans.
Yeah.
All right, you know what?
This
That
is
was the
my
wrong.
recital. I think
That's-
it's very vital to rock. Man, did you see Aerosmith eat shit last night? at the
No, I
Grammys?
don't watch the fucking Grammys. You
Woo!
fag. That's
Woo! They were bad.
Yeah.
I'm
I was
sure.
just really happy for Lizzo. You know, it's about time.
Yeah.
She's so unhealthy.
Dude, it was. You can watch it on YouTube. The
Aerosmith?
Aerosmith was so bad.
Yeah.
It's like Steven Tyler was like a half beat off everybody for whatever they couldn't hear. He couldn't hear the
because
fucking.
he's 83.
Yeah,
Is that why?
I don't know, but he was like, and then when they Run DMC came out and they were old and fat and they all fucking warbled through Walk This Way, and he finally hit the.
You know, it
No,
just,
it
we'll
just-
just here. Explain this to me. We'll start there.
Wouldn't
That's
it
it.
just
Here we
run
go.
and
Here we go.
No.
Welcome to the Whiskey Brothers podcast. We'll do 3 episodes before we hit record. So we'll just start. This
Yeah.
is episode 781. Hello, if you're watching us on video.
Hello.
We're trying to get better at that. It should happen more frequently than it
Yeah.
does. We are your Whiskey Brothers. I'm Slade Ham. That's Rob Mungle. That's Trey Tutson.
yeah.
We're joined by Grady Pruitt, who people keep asking for you, and you keep having shit to do.
Well, it's good to be back.
It's
Uh,
all right. Don't suck. Everything's riding on this episode.
you,
so-
yeah, you caught me on a day that I have nothing to do, and I'm here, and I'm gonna bring it.
I think we should follow suit with Joe Rogan. Who are you going to endorse?
You know,
As all podcasts have to endorse a presidential candidate.
Ah,
Yeah.
myself
Yeah.
as a write-in.
Oh, I'm rolling with Lil Yang.
Are
I
you?
said this shit months
Did
ago.
you say Lil Yang?
Lil Yang. Yeah,
Okay.
he, remember
I'm
that's his
rolling
boy,
with
Lil Yang.
man.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll with
Good.
roll with old Andy.
Good.
He got some ideas, I guess.
Mhm.
I don't give a fuck. None of them are winning. We know who's winning this bitch.
Well, he's the one that's offering to give me money, so
So
Oh,
you're
that's
easily
right.
swayed.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm a one tune voter. You know what I mean? Like,
Someone
you're
should
giving
just-
me money? Okay,
That
that's
should
cool.
just be somewhat. I mean, if you're gonna flagrantly lie about your platform anyway,
Yeah.
which is what everyone's lying, regardless.
Yeah.
Just say everyone gets $1 million. Just
Yeah.
and and people are, I believe, dumb and unresearched enough that might be the majority that buys it and does no follow up on it.
I'm part of that group.
Yeah, that's what this is a why does no one just say that lie one
Yeah.
time?
Exactly.
Oh, there's plenty. I'm sure there's some guy screaming on the street corner who's going to run. I'm a president. I'll give you $1. Okay, then give me a nickel first.
Fair enough. We have got a bottle of Stranahan's in front of us.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the good stuff. Thank you to Nate Williams for the
Cheers,
bottle
Rob.
of Strannies. Thank you to all of you who continue to
Yeah.
support us.
shot.
I'm not going to.
All right, yeah, you guys be
Yeah, yeah.
careful. Boy, everybody
I
toasting
got
right
a
over
little.
the laptop.
He overpoured me a little bit, but did you see Aerosmith on the Grammys?
Rob, you could have started with "Did I see the Grammys?"
Yeah.
You probably could have answered that yourself.
I didn't see the Grammys, but
Aerosmith was on there.
yeah, they had a live and without their drummer who's suing them.
Okay, so But
Yeah.
Joe Perry and
Joe Perry and Steven
Tyler, which
were-
is really all.
well-
If you have that, it's Aerosmith.
It was the ghost of Steven Tyler, I think. He looks like an old woman.
Grady, we have never been so removed from
Yeah.
a conversation. We both looked at each other like, do you know any of these motherfuckers?
You know what's weird? Because I come from a white family. Like I heard of the name.
Yeah, you're like, okay.
I couldn't pick him out in the lineup.
Yeah,
you
oh,
know?
no. I couldn't pick him out. Yeah.
You couldn't pick out Steven Tyler in a lineup.
Is he the one with the fucked up face?
He
He
the
looks.
one with the long hair.
He looks like someone's grandmother.
Like his face is all yanked back. Or,
Oh,
you
he's
know?
got the mouth. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got Joker mouth.
Okay.
Yes, but
I actually
that's
could
the
point
Who.
him out. Yeah.
Yeah, he and he's always
they were
wearing,
bad.
he wears scarves
Yeah.
and they always hang. Yeah, he's very flowery.
Yeah. Well, like he comes from an age where, like, I guess if you're so straight, you just dress like a girl. You know.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, oh,
everyone's
you can do
like,
anything
sure.
you wanted to in the
Oh,
Yeah,
80s.
and
that was
everyone's
the
like-
agnostic era. Not
Yeah.
agnostic.
But the what?
Androgynous.
Yeah.
Androgynous era. I said
Androgynous.
agnostic. I mean, I guess they were agnostic. They were all questioning everything.
The that's
The androgynous.
yeah. It's look. We got him to the right
That's
word.
a Harry
Yeah.
Potter spell.
We got him to the right word. Let's not
Yeah.
ruin the pronunciation. The 70s and 80s rockers were a lot, like it was almost expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was very much if you weren't wearing spandex
Makeup,
and
big
bright
hair.
Right.
colors.
It was
Yeah.
the perfect art form to hide your queerness. Like
Yeah.
you could be it in it, and they were like, "Yeah, that's that rock shit."
It's
That's a
really
part
come
of it.
full circle. The
Yeah.
hipster movement is nothing but the hippie movement.
Yeah.
It's just they added a few different letters and that's it. Everything
yeah?
else is you get to
Yeah, it's back to skinny jeans and
skinny
everything.
jeans. Yeah, riding a unicycle and cut off shorts. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Same shit.
But like, I felt like they were truly confident.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like
Yes,
back
yeah.
in the
Well,
day.
this is
Well,
this
they
is
were-
a copy of that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
before that, I'm sure there was a group of dudes in the 20s who dressed up like women and street fought.
Yeah.
Like they
Oh,
were.
okay.
It was a more manly version, a more
Yeah.
confident version.
Well, that
of-
would be more embarrassing to like get beat up by a dude in a dress. You know, like that's a much more humiliating.
It's gonna fuck your
thing.
mind up.
Yeah, exactly.
But not if you're also in a dress.
Oh, okay.
That was the great irony of mid '80s metal, because you had everybody like Poison and Crew, the Motley Crue, and the guys with the white. They had the long hair, the androgynous thing, but they were all straight as fuck and trying to bang chicks in bikinis. And then you had Rob Halford of Judas Priest,
Who was
completely gay, but
Yeah.
didn't look anything like that. Had a leather
He was-
fucking jacket.
I'm not wearing
and a
that gay.
fucking-
I'm not wearing those gay
and
outfits.
a leather collar and fucking spikes on his foot. But he loved
In
cock.
hindsight, the leather
a
collar
lot.
makes a lot more sense.
yeah.
Yeah, when you look back at it now, oh yeah, he's a leather king.
Gotta
Okay,
keep
gotcha.
that gay shit reserved back then.
Yeah,
Yeah, Robert Halford sang for a band called Judas Priest.
Okay.
Judas Priest was a
Yeah. Yeah. Break it down for us.
Oh, y'all was explaining. Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't. I've heard
You've
of these
never heard of
names.
Judas Priest?
I've heard of the names, but I don't.
British Steel.
Mm-mm.
No,
Nope.
But wouldn't
Yeah.
that suck to
What is
like,
that? Failed equipment? British Steel?
like if your
Screaming for
girlfriend,
Vengeance. Nothing.
if your girlfriend or wife like cheats on you with like one of these rock stars, but then to like make matters worse, he also like steals her clothes and shit.
Yeah.
I think I would rock this better. This top would look great on me.
Yeah. And people ask,
funny
why
as
is Rock dead today? It's this right here. Yeah. Why are there no rock bands? I don't know.
Wait a
'cause-
minute now. You can't get double pumps. You can't pump my wife and steal her pumps. What the fuck? Put that shit back. Get your ass out her closet. You hear double pumping, baby. I bought them pumps. Them was the Valentine's Day pumps. Zip it up, roll. You just can't get enough. He ain't pumped out yet. He's sitting here.
So I take it he did poorly in his performance.
Aerosmith was garbage.
What did they do? Did they do new music?
No, they did Living on the Edge. And
Okay.
It was like Perry or Steven Tyler couldn't hear the music, and it was a beat off, and so it was
Oh.
very rough. And then
That was so. Let me just for context. Living on the Edge was the one,
Living on the edge.
yes, and Alicia Silverstone was
no,
in.
it was that was post
no,
Lever Steel's. Yeah.
no,
Yeah, yeah.
Was it?
Oh yeah.
She was in all
Cry-
the videos off that album.
No, it was Crying.
I just look confused for a minute. Thanks
Yeah.
for being here.
No,
Greg.
we good. We chilling. We gonna learn.
It was Crying and two other ones that she was in. One with Steven Tyler's daughter
Okay.
that lived. Anyway, but Living on the Edge.
Same
came-
album.
No, about an album
Jesus, I've
later.
been
Maybe
corrected. All right.
album or two later.
Okay.
And it was just not good. And then Run DMC came
But that
out.
was the 90s when that came out. That was
late
25 years
80s,
ago.
early 90s.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Run DMC were fat and old, and they came out. and they all wobbled through.
They did Walk This Way
They
together?
walked this way.
My therapeutic.
Stop.
Yeah. and he was kind of, and they were kind of off, and they couldn't like hear the music. Something was off, and so they were a little off.
Hollywood's
but,
got to stop dredging these old people up.
But Steven Tyler, to his credit, at the end saved it when he hit "Walk This Way." He hit those notes perfect.
Which
For some reason.
it's his
Yeah.
song. You'd
Yeah.
think somewhere in the
But I mean, he hit it right. That's the only thing he got right was the hardest part of the fucking song.
oh my god!
After all that other stuff, they're fucking up.
Why don't you just leave old people in
But
the
man,
closet?
Run DMC were old. Oh god, you remember Run DMC? You know them,
I don't
right?
remember them. I know them.
You know them, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't around to remember. You have to see it first. You know what I mean? I don't remember.
But you know that you know them though. It's my point. You know them. You didn't mean
Yeah, that's like
Aerosmith.
that's the first shit you learn. You know what I mean? It's
Run
Roots and then Run DMC.
Grady, Run DMC was a hip hop
You know
duo.
Run DMC.
They're a trio, right? Anyway.
Yeah, they came out Velcro Adidas. You know,
Yeah.
they
No,
was
but
out there.
I agree with you. Like, let them just die as legends. Like, let them just go off and be.
Put them on an iceberg.
There-
Yeah.
send
Send 'em out.
them out. There
What
is let them die in the wilderness
No,
instead
what
of
it is that they need to bring them out to help older people around their age feel good about their mortality. Like that, you have to. If you see some shit that you remember when you was young, still alive, you like, there's still hope.
But
No,
if you still-
no,
But if
hell
you see a
yeah.
horrible
But if you see a
version
bad
of it,
version,
it's just a
you're like,
reminder.
I'm gonna die tomorrow.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm part of this generation.
or you go, well, shit, I'm doing better than Run DMC. They had millions of dollars. Look how they look.
Yeah.
I'm doing great. My walk's paid off.
No, I think at
Look at
some
my
point
elderly calves.
you just punch the clock for the last time.
Yeah.
Wander off
No,
into the
you
sunset.
keep banging away, and then you got
No.
then you get a
No,
fucking
this is the
residency.
part of you that still
at
wants a
fucking-
real Van Halen reunion.
Yes.
No.
It's dead. I know that.
They
And they're-
should bring them out. They just shouldn't make them perform.
No, you know what you should do? You should
Present?
You should
You can present.
Fuck that. No, nothing. You should bring them out. And you should honor them at the beginning of concerts the way we bring out old baseball players at the beginning of
That-
games.
Oh, yeah.
But the minute you
Yeah.
hand some 90-fucking-year-old man a baseball and have him that palsied arm try to throw the
Oh,
first
yeah.
pitch out,
Yeah.
the whole thing's ruined for me. Just let that dude take his head nod. Don't even make him stand up. That's some
Yeah.
bitch. He has earned the right to sit in that seat.
You know what you should
That's-
see? Like, if there's a thing that they could show, like, just show black households like watching, like black celebrities watching their black crack. Like, it doesn't crack often, but when it does, it's real hard. You hear the
Yeah.
whole house simultaneously go, shit, they done got old. Like, you hear everybody. It's tough. Like one year for the BET Awards, they brought out the cast of Good Times.
Oh, God.
And you was just like, oh, fuck. Like, you just like,
I felt that way when I watched The Watchmen, dude. I felt
Yeah.
like Lou Gossett Jr. was punching people in the face in his roles 3
Yeah.
weeks
Yeah.
ago. And then I turned on this TV. I didn't know who he was till episode
Yeah.
6 because I fell asleep and the credits were still on.
That-
That's the only
It's
reason I knew
so
that was Lou
bad.
Gossett.
When I black cracks, it's just slavish.
Yeah, I feel like Denzel's going to
Yeah.
go in one day.
Yeah. Oh no. I honestly think Denzel's gonna.
But he's going to look exactly like this until he's 114.
Yeah,
and
he
then
gonna
he's going
be
to
smooth.
turn into an Okinawan woman.
Yes.
And by the way, when
that
he does,
afternoon.
his career is
Over. Yeah.
Because he can't play anything other than himself. Like,
Yes.
he's just the same.
But
yeah,
he does
you're-
it better than anyone.
You're right, though.
I guess.
Yeah.
He wouldn't
You know
make
what
a-
he is? It's the
Nah.
black Jack Nicholson.
He's
'Cause
a-
Jack Nicholson's the same way.
True.
He plays the same fucking role.
Yeah.
plays Jack Nicholson.
Denzel's a little better than Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson is Snakes on the Plane and Coach Carter's the same motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, it's like motherfucking snakes, motherfucking basketballs. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Sam Jackson better go home and just pray to Tarantino. Like, he better have just like a shrine of Tarantino.
I worship you.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I finally watched Reservoir Dogs. I kept falling
Finally.
asleep. They was in the warehouse too long. I kept falling asleep. I'm like, God damn, this is the whole movie, the warehouse? And then I finally saw the bank robbery and all that
They
shit.
didn't have a budget for actual action scenes.
Right?
They didn't. They had like $40 to make that movie.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a lot
But
of
for $200, you guys could talk about what happened.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, there's a lot of niggas in that movie for there to only be one starring. Like I was like,
Oh,
shit.
Tar- Oh, you haven't seen. You haven't watched. You watched. How much Tarantino have you watched?
So I've seen The Hateful Eight. They had a couple niggas in there. I've seen Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
I've seen
You got the Django
half
yet?
of Pulp Fiction. Haven't seen Django yet.
What?
Bring one of those thumb clickers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is the thing. They should say it a lot then, because it's a slave movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't know another word for black people. It was just like niggas. Like that's what they was. It's like you know, before you learn a synonym for tomato or whatever the fuck. Like you just like they're tomatoes. That was the best example I had. Like I couldn't think of.
Yeah.
It was not like they used to just call booze, and then it was like it's alcohol, it's hooch.
Yeah,
it's different versions.
We'll take a
for it.
break. We're gonna let you dig in deep
God
and
damn it!
find an analogy. Trey Tutts and Rob Mungle. We're joined by
Niggas
Grady.
are tomatoes. No,
Grady Pruitt. We'll be right back on the Whiskey Brothers podcast.
Yo, there's a great scene in Django when they're at some plantation, Big Daddy's house.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And Django pulls up and they go and he's explaining to like one of the slaves like, oh no, you don't treat him like all other slaves. Like Django's a free man. And then she goes, oh, like treat him like a white folk. And he goes, no.
I don't understand, Big Daddy.
Yeah.
You remember what's that kid? He goes, what's that kid down there at the other plantation? The one with the slippy head. He's like, oh, you mean Johnny? Yeah, he's messed up in the head. Yeah. You treat Django like Johnny.
That's a good impression too.
Yeah.
Treat Django like that.
Touch on the Kobe thing. Well, we'll touch on the Ari thing and then pivot that into we could
Lost
you make the
heroes.
Chris Cornell
Yeah,
analogy.
you said
We'll
that,
talk
yeah.
well about that. I don't know if that's gonna get us to the end. So if anybody has a place to go, that'll work.
I want the fucking the men who invented.
Perfect.
I want to talk about that so bad.
All right, here we go. We are back halfway through episode 781. We're joined by Grady Pruitt at Pruitt Grady, if I'm not mistaken,
You
on
got it. You
Twitter.
nailed it.
PruittGrady. If you want to follow him on the Twitter, this has been a day, man. A lot of online buzz and grief to be certain. And we're not everybody's already wanted. Oh man, they're gonna make this fucked up. We're not doing some weird how to make this funny. Ari Shaffir is being
lambasted.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest.
Over Kobe Bryant's death. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna turn this into a weird Kobe
As a
segment.
black person, I better not see that motherfucker on the street.
This
You
is
see him when you're a white person? Is
we
that what you're
just
saying?
yeah. If I was Asian, I let him pass.
This
but
is
as a black person,
one of those things where you find yourself at a particular crossroads.
So,
do you not?
yeah,
As a comedian and as a
no, not as a
and as a human
well,
being.
only reason because I was like I already knew if anybody was gonna say anything, they were gonna bring up the rape charges he was acquitted of.
Of course.
So I'm like all right, that's the only. Does
Yeah.
anybody have a different whatever?
Right.
So if you go there, it's just like you're just trying to be an asshole.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah, very low.
Low-hanging
So I
fruit.
was like, all right, I saw that, but I thought about something. This is the first hero I've ever really lost.
Oh.
And I remember you said something. You said something when Chris Cornell died. There's a bunch of younger comics saying bunch of shit,
yeah,
right?
and
You made a post. You said one day one of you motherfuckers is gonna lose somebody, and you're gonna know what the fuck that feels like. And yesterday, that was the first thing that came to my head because I didn't know who Chris Cornell was. I didn't make any. I saw a lot of people was upset. But then when it
But
happened,
if you had
I was
any
like,
information, you would have.
maybe so. But this time it was like, oh fuck! Like this is somebody that helped you bond with my dad. My dad didn't talk when I was. It was just pimp shit. Like he was still shaking off the pimp shit.
Right.
So he cold blooded. The only time we talked was when Kobe was on. So I got to know him because of this shit. So yeah, that shit. It hits a lot.
So you didn't care for any of the Kobe jokes. That's what you're
I
saying.
didn't give a fuck about I mean, I was like, I didn't want to see. It was just like I knew what it was gonna be.
This
it
is
was
the
like
this is the standard.
yeah.
When I see a situation like I never make a joke about it because I have sifted through countless piles of writing about the comics and tweets, and I've not seen a single good take.
Yeah.
That's my
There
problem
is none.
with it.
There
If
is
I
none.
That's
would-
my problem
There's
with
none.
it.
I
It's the
would
same-
hear it if you had one.
Yeah.
I am yet to, and I even sifted through, kind of pulling for it. Like, did
Yeah.
someone not in a fucked up way, but
Yeah.
just in a, I like seeing someone do something I think is basically impossible.
I would never tell a comic what they can and can't joke about.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't joke about a Kobe Bryant tragedy.
Yeah. Right.
But I'm never going to tell a comic that you can't.
Yeah.
But my only problem was that I didn't see a funny one.
Not a single.
The best one I saw, but it wasn't really a joke, was from Zach Dixon, and he said, "This is our Princess Diana."
Yeah.
And that was not less a joke, but more like almost like kind of true.
Kinda true.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just don't, and I'm not saying I would be okay with it if there was a funny. I still think it's fucked up. I personally don't think it's the place for a joke. I think you got to give it a minute, unless you can find the angle that doesn't victimize. Like, and everybody's
the
just
surrounding shit is what makes it. A lot of shit was funny in that. The news anchor lady, like shit surrounding.
I know what
like
you're
the
saying.
news anchor lady.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
getting in trouble
yeah.
for saying nigga instead of Lakers. Like she was
Yeah.
caught in between.
Yeah. It was the
Knicks and Lakers.
Yeah.
Knicks and Lakers.
And she got
Yeah.
nigga out of that. And I was when you see the headline, it just says Lakers in trouble for saying N-word.
and that's the thing is they do bait you in that sort of.
Yeah.
But I thought I was like, well, that depends on how she said it. Because they was like, yo, Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash. She was like, nigga, you lying. You gotta kind of give her a pass on that. I thought it was something more on that.
Well, she clearly just
She
like
just
fumbled
stumbled
her
on words.
And
Yeah.
she was just like, "Oh, is that one?"
Yeah, that's why I thought it.
You know what? But my problem with that is no one has ever tried to use the N-word and then stumbled onto something else. Like no one's tried to. That stupid Knickerbocker. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It's rare when that happens.
See if I can get this to. See if I can.
Yeah, she fucked up.
That was perfectly cast on the Los Angeles Lakers Kavita, if I could ask you to stay with us.
Oh my, no! I'm sorry, Slade.
Los Angeles Lakers
No, Slade. God damn! No, this is what happened. Oh no, I know it. I know exactly what happened.
One time in con.
perfectly cast on the Los Angeles Lakers.
Now see, that's fake. That's not it. That's not what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Do you hear that pause?
Yeah.
She got caught up on
I think
she
that's
got
a fake.
caught up on the team name. She got caught up on the team name.
100%.
But the only thing she could think about was what race the players was.
Uh-huh.
So her fucking immediate verb was niggas. Oh,
Oh, that is not what happened.
that's exactly what happened. Did you hear that pause? She had time to think about a team, and she just went with a slur.
Bro, go back and watch. Go back and watch old stand-up.
Watch her face?
Watch stand-up clips of yourself, and watch the pause before you flub a word anyway.
So she brand new? Because old clips of me would be brand new.
Maybe
Want me to
so.
pull up 3 days in?
I didn't pull up.
Be a professional, bitch.
I'm not. I agree. I'm not defending. I know what we heard.
Which I think is, I think that's the name of the.
And then it was a hard R.
Yeah.
How do you drop the hard R?
Because they're not the Lakers.
No,
That's how.
No,
You know what?
The way you said it is use GH. That's
I think it's a
You think
fuck
it's a
up. I
mistake?
think you don't fire this girl over this stupid. Yes, it's fucked up.
Actually, that's the name of the XFL team.
That's
They copyrighted it.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard it. I'm not.
That was the name of his daughter's team.
Yeah,
so.
This is we listen to this with
The
different
Bombettes.
different racial ears.
what? No, what? I cannot defend what the ears hear.
No,
And I do not know the girl enough to make a defense of her character. For all I know, she has a robe in her closet that used to be her grandfather's. I have no idea.
I'm not saying she's racist. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying
She meant to drop the N-word?
She clearly got stuck. Like I'm just saying. Like from what I heard, how she paused, she was like, "What the fuck is a substitute for what makes up most of the Lakers?" Niggas. Like that's how your brain, you reach for the most.
What you're saying is,
I'm not saying none of the Lakers is niggas, but in her mind, that's what she heard.
so
and saw
she
and
was
seen.
mired in a tar pit, if you will, and
Okay.
started spinning tires,
Yeah.
trying to get out.
She
And that's
trying to.
No,
you
that
know,
team's from La Brea.
Yeah.
They're- anyway.
the tar baby pits.
See?
I bet you she started that segment going
Hey, that's
by,
Walt Disney. That's
just
not
don't
me.
say the N-word. Just
Yes,
don't say
that's
the
what it feels like.
I imagine 10 years from now, she's going to be at a cocktail party somewhere. Look, I get it. I'm sorry. I was combining Lakers and Knicks, and it just
Do you see? He almost did it.
I almost
He
did it. I almost did it.
right there.
Yeah.
I look. That is y'all listen with white ears, and that's fine. That is totally acceptable. Because if there was a black dude that slipped up and said bitches or something like that, I would know how that worked.
Yeah, but if he
he's
said
describing
it,
a WNBA team,
if he said it,
you know them bitches, like he couldn't.
No, but if he was in between trying to say the word boys and britches, and then that came out, you would be like, I clearly.
I don't know. Lakers and Knicks. I mean, I don't know, man.
I just think what we need now is to have to change the Knicks team. Let's change the name.
That name is too tricky.
It's too, yeah, it is. It's too
Knickerbockers?
tough.
Come on, Knickerbockers.
It's too tough for the white tongue.
Come on,
They shortened it already.
I know.
Yeah.
The
It
Knickerbockers.
was Knickerbockers. But
You know who's the man? Their announcers got to be the best in the world.
Oh,
they
they just
had
refer to
no
it as
fucking-
the team.
Yeah.
There's no.
No, it ain't Marv Albert anymore. It's Mike Breen and Walt Frazier. So they
Oh.
got a black dude there just to be like,
Yeah, just watch it.
just to
Bro,
look over at him.
that was the equivalent of me rattling off Aerosmith just now.
Oh, I'm a basketball fan. I guess I got
That
some shit I
could that
nerd
could
out
be
about.
utter fiction. I would have no
You
way.
have
to
no
prove-
idea.
I don't even
Mike
know if those are
Breen's
people.
the one. Anytime you shoot a three, goes bang every time they hit a three. That's Mike. That's his shit. They all got their own shit. Marv Albert bites people in the back. How the fuck is that dude still working? Do you know about this shit? This is a long time ago.
30 years ago.
This
That's why.
motherfucker had
Marv
on
Albert?
a dress and panties, and
Yeah.
he bit a lady in the fucking back while fucking her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
He was-
still gets to work.
He was a transvestite.
Rob, I'm gonna
Marv
be honest.
Albert was?
We've been doing
Yeah.
this
30
podcast
years.
so long.
30
We
years.
might have done this story when it
We may
originally
have.
happened.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
It was the late 90s.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
late 90s.
Yeah.
And then he just lined up. It was like
There was a hooker too.
James for three. They was like, bro, didn't you assault somebody last week?
Yeah, it was a hooker. He bit her in the back and she
It
got-
actually wasn't a crime what he did. He,
I know, good for him. That's
Because
actually,
he
you
paid
know,
for it.
He it was actually
Now
what-
listen here, I'm gonna bite you in the neck. while
sexual deviance is what
Yeah.
he got charged with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like some
Whoa,
which is like
wait.
some Louis shit.
What's no? What's sexual deviance is a crime?
Well, he was dressed put in a dress and high heels and bit a woman in the back.
Okay, yeah. So which part of that's illegal? The biting part, right?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
Sexual deviance. It was
It's
the
just-
actual charge.
It was. This is the thing. It wasn't a lot of porn categories back then.
There-
So
Keep
so you
I'm
did
curious.
anything wild, it was just like, yeah, bro, this has to be a crime.
It wasn't Pornhub.
Yeah, exactly. You fuck somebody with a fucking Teletubby head on. They didn't know what to label that shit, so they was just like, that's a crime, bitch. You can't fuck nobody with stuffed animals.
But you know what's funny? Like, if that
Attached to
story
it.
would come out today, he would be like a hero. Like, he would get an award or something like that. for,
Oh, right.
like,
Brave man
yeah,
fights
yeah.
off.
Progressive.
Oh, yeah.
Fights off.
Um,
Wow.
Let's see. What's this?
Oh, just deviant sexual intercourse in some U.S. states. Any act of sexual gratification involving the sex organs of one person in the mouth or anus of another.
Oh, this is fucking hilarious.
So sex?
What the fuck is this?
Typically, the act itself is not a crime, but the term is used to describe forcible or otherwise involuntary acts that differ from the crime of rape. So okay.
Like, she
Indecent
wanted
assault
the
and,
dick. She just didn't want his teeth.
indecent, yeah, basically.
okay.
So it wasn't
Term
really
has
a
replaced
crime.
sodomy in the criminal codes of some. Interesting. None of these things should be crimes, unless the chick really didn't want to be bitten. But she probably still kept the money, right?
Probably.
Oh, yeah,
All
she
right.
kept that.
That's you
fucking
got to you got to put
settlement.
man. If you're gonna be a hooker, you got to have some asterisks in your contract.
You gotta have some writers.
Just
This is what
say
I'm
it.
saying. That dude did that shit, and as soon as they charged OJ, they fired him. I'm talking about the next fucking day. Bye, OJ.
Yeah, it was about the same time as OJ.
But then he was
It really-
acquitted. Yeah, but then he was acquitted, and they didn't give him his job back.
Well, wait,
he
O-
still
OJ
knows
did some-
football.
OJ. Wait,
I mean, he also knows murder and how to get away with it, but he also,
Yeah.
which helps the ratings.
did Marv run from the scene of the crime with Kato Kalin or
Gives
however
a
that worked?
fuck.
No.
It wasn't
Was there
Kato
was there
Kalin, it was
no,
AC
whoever
Collins.
was there a full helicopter police chase
I don't-
behind
I
Marv
don't
Albert's
think so.
biting
Who
incident?
gives a fuck?
Well, one of
He
those
was
is a fire.
acquitted.
One of those is a
He's
fireable
acquitted,
offense.
and he knows football. And he's a fucking Hall of Famer. One of very few running backs to rush for over 2,000 yards in a season. He knows the game.
That-
I want to see fucking Chris Collinsworth every fucking goddamn. That guy right there. Shut the fuck up, you average player. Only stars should
if
be
Chris
able to.
Collinsworth would have murdered somebody, he would be interesting.
He would still.
He would finally be interesting. I saw you with my wife at the bar.
Bro, say what you
and I'm
want.
going to cut you with this knife, you little piece of shit.
Say what you want. Murder adds to your personality. If you've killed somebody, people want to know more about you.
Everybody right now, I'm sort of seeing people on Aaron Hernandez's side because he's got a TV show now.
No, they're on his side because he was gay. That's the only reason.
I haven't watched the show. Was he gay?
It's supposed to be a whole thing that him and the dude. But yeah, this is the era of sexuality. They're like, we know he murdered people, but wasn't he just so? He was in the closet, y'all. You know how hard that is.
Decide if they're really mad at, like, they don't know what they're mad about anymore.
Nobody's mad about murder. Nobody gives a fuck about that's the family of the murdered. No one gives a shit, really.
You know, like I was watching Aaron Hernandez highlights the other day, and like all the comments are like so sad. Like all of them are just like he was a great player, like great. Like
right?
none of them
This
like,
is there a little revisionist history going on here?
Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, he was good over there. I mean,
You know, the thing about did you watch the show?
I watched the first episode of the one on the ID channel.
Okay, now I watched the Netflix one.
I haven't watched
that
that
one. It's very
one
interesting. He did not grow up in the hood. Everybody kind of assumed
grew
that
up in Bristol Beach, Connecticut.
He was in Connecticut in a
grew up in
fucking whitest
Connecticut,
fucking community
Yeah.
with all these other rich kids, and he just wanted to play hoodlum.
But he was
you
a
know?
Mexican.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the fucking day.
At the end of the day,
he has
he's a
Z
dead murderer.
Mm.
Give a fuck.
Not suicide.
Whatever.
And he killed himself so his wife and the family could get their pension.
He was a good guy.
He's an unselfish dead murderer.
He was a good guy that was in a bad place.
They will sell
murder
you.
isn't that bad.
They will sell you anything.
Murder's not that bad, Slade. Depends on who and how you murder.
Yeah, I don't want episode
if you
781.
If you stone somebody, that's fucked up. That's too time consuming. Shot, that's the heat of the moment. And you don't know. Bitch, I had this on me.
He killed 2 people because someone spilled a drink on him.
Hey, man, clothes are expensive.
We gotta get out of here.
All right, fair enough.
On the next episode of Grady sums things up.
Welcome to the No Shit Podcast. Aaron Hernandez, piece of shit.
You know he killed.
That's fair. And I meant nothing about what I said about murder. This was all trying to be
Trey Tutson,
trying to
Rob
be funny and
Mungel,
interesting.
joined by Grady Pruitt. Murder makes everything more interesting.
It is.
We are collectively at Praise Whiskey. The Patreon is easy to find. We thank you guys for hanging out with us each and every week. We'll see you very soon.
Grady, that was he killed 2 people. They spilled the drink on him.
God damn, you son of a bitch. That was funny. Let me find this plug for my laptop.
Oh, that was funny.
I wrote down nothing but double pumping, so
yeah, that was good.
it's gonna have to work.
Grady, that shit fuck you up yesterday though. Seeing that Kobe shit?
Yeah.
Bro, yeah.
I still really
Just 'cause
haven't
we
believed it.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird.
That's the weirdest shit in the world. I know because if you play,
I'm gonna go back and find what I said about Cornell and just repost it.
yeah. Aside from that was like that's all I thought about. Slade said that, and I was like, he's probably right.
This like my friend called me. He goes, "Bro, did you hear the news?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Kobe died." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Kobe died." I'm like, "Kobe Bryant?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "The basketball
Ball
player?"
player, yeah.
It's not like.
Bro,
My friend
You're like, what?
sent me a thing and she said Kobe died. And I felt like somewhere in there I should have been paying more attention to our friendship because I thought she had a dog or a cat or something named Kobe.
Yeah.
And I was scrolling back through like, should I be like
Yeah.
upset that poor Kobe? And then I just said a question mark instead.
Yeah.
She was like, the fucking basketball player. I was like, oh, thank God.
yeah. Man, shit, I didn't mention